Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to day 2 of 31 days of Horrorween. Like I mentioned in yesterday's video, this whole first week of October is what I'm calling Boyd Crowder week, because Boyd always leaves a list of awesome, I'm sure, horror movies that I have never seen all the time on like every single one of my videos, and he's awesome and I love him. And so I don't have enough time to get around to all of those reviews, unfortunately, to watch all of those movies. So I decided to dedicate a whole week in October to Boyd and his awesome recommendations. So with that said, let's get into day 2 pick, Lumberjack Man. Before I get into anything else though, I want to say thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. Thank you so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. Directed by Josh Bear, Lumberjack Man follows the staff at a church camp who are preparing the site for campers to arrive the next day. However, a demon logger kills the counselors one by one and feasts on giant flapjacks soaked in the blood of his victims. Similar to our pick yesterday for a movie review, Lumberjack Man was also part of After Dark's 8 Films to Die For, but just for the year that it came out, 2015. So with that said, let's get into what I liked about Lumberjack Man. As you may have guessed from the summary, this is definitely a purposefully bad horror comedy parodying 80s slashers, you know, mostly along the lines of something like Friday the 13th or The Burning, or, you know, like summer camp 80s slashers. And the humor, I mean, obviously does work well for it. There's a lot of kind of silly things about slashers that make for a good comedy, and then plus we have like the juxtaposition of like a a church camp plus the obvious raunchy teenagers that you have to have in a slasher movie, and that, you know, that's some natural comedy right there, obviously. I also thought the lore behind the Lumberjack Man was hilarious. I thought it was kind of like picking or teasing slashers like Jason a little bit, because of course they always have like some backstory, right? Or Jason, he drowned while at summer camp because the camp counselors were too busy making out and doing whatever to save him, and they didn't, you know until it was too late. There is a backstory, but it's centered around pancakes, because he's a lumberjack and lumberjacks love pancakes, right? Which is kind of hilarious. And again, the whole idea of like this demon killer literally walking around with a wheelbarrow full of giant pancakes because he's killing his victims, and then he uses the blood as syrup. It's hilarious. It's just naturally funny. Like, it makes no sense. And yet for like a slasher movie, you're just like, okay, like I can suspend my disbelief for that. And speaking of the Lumberjack Man's like backstory, when they do eventually have like the flashback scene that tells the story of how he became the demon logger, they use this really cool like animation to signify that it's a flashback, and, you know, they're telling an older story that takes place back in time somewhere. The animation was really cool. I just have to point that out because I love stuff like that, and it looked old and like storybook-esque, and I loved it. That being said though, let's get into what I didn't quite like about Lumberjack Man. So I feel like more and more when I'm watching these types of horror comedies, and the specific horror comedies that are purposefully trying to be bad, and I feel like you can tell the ones that are trying to be bad. More and more as I watch them, I get tired of the humor by the end of the movie. So like I said, you can tell the difference between a movie that is trying to genuinely be good but just fails hilariously. Like, I use this as an example a lot, Troll 2. Like, we're genuinely trying to make a good horror movie and they just fail spectacularly, and that's why it's funny, because you can feel like you can feel their genuineness. You can feel how genuine they are in their performance, and that's why it's funny. This is just like, you can feel them trying really hard to be bad. It's funny when the movie starts, until about like halfway through it, and then I get really tired of it. And I'm just like, oh, okay, can we just like turn serious or something? Or let's just like speed this up, because it's like the same jokes over and over. I feel like the ending kind of went on a little long as well, but that could have been part of like the parody, like they're purposefully dragging it out. I don't know, it just felt like it was a whole lot of like people running up and attacking the lumberjack man, and then maybe he falls down and they think he's injured, and then there's like that, you know, like that kind of badass sequence, even though it's the villain, where they like are totally unfazed and they get back up and it's all like like badass music. That was me trying to imitate badass music. A whole lot of that multiple times, and I was just like, okay, can somebody either defeat them or can he just kill everybody and end the movie? Don't care which at this point. And this is where I get into really picking apart this movie, and I kind of feel bad about it, but also at the same time kind of don't. I just feel like some of the lines and the dialogue were just so awkward. Again, I feel like maybe they were trying to be bad, but I can't tell if it was like, I don't know if they were improv or not, or I don't know. Like, I just can't tell if they were improv or not, or the actors were stumbling over their lines. There were a few instances where you can tell like an actor like bobbled the line a little bit, because I don't know. I feel like they're, you know, I feel like when an actor is supposed to kind of stumble over their words, I don't know, I just feel like I can tell the difference between somebody acting that they're stumbling over their words and somebody actually like maybe kind of forgetting the line a little bit and bobbling the line. But then it just got kept in editing. So I don't know if it was like an editing thing or a writing thing or an acting thing or a combination of the three. I don't know, but some of the lines were really awkward and just bad, and some of the actors kind of just stumbled over their lines a little bit. That being said though, was Lumberjack Man worth it? This one, not for me. I'm gonna go ahead and say no on that. I wasn't a fan of this one. Was not a fan of this one. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a, sorry, I took my glasses off to film and I can't see anything. On IMDb, it has a 4.3 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it doesn't have a critic score, but it has a 38% audience score. And on Letterboxd, it has a 2.5 out of 5. So if you've seen Lumberjack Man, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. As always, I watched this movie on Amazon. So there will be an affiliate link on my blog, on the Amazon affiliate page of my blog. The link for that is always in the description, and there will also just be the Amazon affiliate link in the description as well if you prefer to use it that way. There's no pressure to use that link, but if you rent the movie via Amazon Video using that link, I get a small kickback from your rental fee, but no pressure to use it, just like I said. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, and become a Creepy Peep today, because I am posting a movie review every single day of this month with some extra videos thrown in every week, and then regularly I post videos Monday through Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!